It's harder than that week, man.
Hey, why did y'all do that?
Why did y'all do that?
He was bringing me batteries. He was bringing me batteries.
Not too much on her now.
He said you got him cuffed. Why are you talking like that?
So here we have two police officers on top of one man, and one of those police officers are choking him. Let me tell you what happened. The young man being arrested is Anton Brown. His mother, Bernadette, runs a child daycare center. Inside this child daycare center, they have a bubble machine. Anton noticed the bubble machine needed some batteries. You can see him here checking the machine, and you can see the date time stamp on the machine of 12/31. Anton got in his car and drove 2 miles down the road to a Dollar Tree, where he purchased batteries for the bubble machine. Here's the receipt. You can see the date time stamp on the receipt of 12:43. 12 minutes after checking the bubble machine, he is purchasing batteries for the bubble machine. He then drives back to the daycare center to give the batteries to his mother, but as he gets out of his car to give the batteries to his mother, he gets tackled.
Why are you choking my son? He's bringing me batteries. It's a bag of batteries. Don't you slam my son. Do not choke my son. Don't you choke my son.
You gotta step back.
Don't you choke my son.
Man, step back.
Don't you choke my son. He was bringing me a bag of batteries. It's a bag of batteries.
Because all these police officers show up and he has no idea what's going on. Now, the officers claim they yelled some directions to Anton, but here's the thing. Anton has a disability where he has diagnosed severe hearing loss in both ears. All the witnesses there say they never heard the officers yell instructions, but even if they had, Anton wouldn't have heard them. He has a hearing loss disability. After they failed to articulate why they arrested him, they put him in the back of their car, and then they take him out of the back of their car.
Why did you have him at the car?
I got out the car. Why didn't get me out the car?
But why?
And I walked off.
But why?
Why did that happen, you ask? Because when they put Anton into the back of their car, he noticed a knife in there. Not his knife, just a random knife, a sharp object. He told the officers about it, and they took him out of the car to get the knife out. Super responsible officers. They then had a canine come and sniff Anton's car.
He's gonna get the canine out real quick, so if you guys don't mind, just stand back just a little bit.
It's a bag of batteries for the bubble machine.
Doesn't get close. That's all.
For the bubble machine.
Just stand back a little bit.
That's my grandson, and I don't know what's going on.
What's going on is he got out with a bag of batteries. There was no instructions given, and they body slammed him. And then you choked him. No, you did not. I was sitting right there, and my door was open. You did not give him any instructions.
Goofy. Ain't gonna find nothing. Dog. He had to go back to training. He lost. Search.
And as you can see, they found nothing. And then when all was said and done, they took Anton to jail, where he was charged with obstruction without force. What that means is he resisted arrest, but not forcefully. So several questions here, Roanoake Police Department. Number one, if he was resisting without force, why'd you choke him? Which is in a direct violation of the Roanoake Police Department's guidelines. Number two, why were you arresting him to begin with? Because it appears you arrested him for no reason. Because you didn't charge him with anything other than resisting your unlawful arrest. And number three, Anton spent a week in jail without bond. That's right, he had no bond set, so his family couldn't get him out. He's in jail for a week and he did nothing. Finally, after a week, they were able to get his case before a magistrate where they set a $1,000 bail, and now he's out. But this is entirely unacceptable. The young man did nothing. The police bum rushed him, tackled him, choked him, arrested him, and kept him in jail for a week and charged him with next to nothing. So here's what we should do. We should call the Roanoake Police Department and do two things. Number one, demand that all charges against Anton Brown be dropped immediately. And number two, we're going to demand that the officers involved be reprimanded and fired as they were in direct violation of Roanoake Police Department's policy against chokeholds. These thugs should be held accountable.
All right. Peace and blessings. All praises to the Most High. And there you hear it from the voice of a white man. So I don't think he'll be able to pull the race card, or he is race baiting. So shout out to, I think his name, the good old Jolly Ginger. Fair use. I'm using this video as commentary and informational purposes. Again, we see Roanoake Police Department. That's Roanoake, Virginia. Manhandling, choking, falsely arresting, illegal search and seizure, a young black man, 24-year-old Anton Brown, whose only crime was going to the store for his mother's daycare to bring back some batteries. Now I'm going to play another video about the city statement, but also his mother's reaction that is going to give you some more detail into the situation. Now, once again, it all started on March 18th, about 2 weeks ago, when the police claimed that he was speeding, but also you'll hear that his car matched the description of someone who had fled a traffic stop like 6 months ago. Pretty much just the all run-of-the-mill, all black men are suspects. But as you see that when he got out of the car, as the medical record showed, he didn't hear the police tell him to get in the car. But as his mother said, no, you didn't give him no commands. But even if I was walking and I saw the police, walking, I'm still walking because I know I haven't done anything yet, and still they tackled the man. Why did they tackle him? Why not continue to talk to him like, yo, you know what I'm saying? Come here, man, we need to talk to you. Why all of the force all of a sudden when it comes to black men? And you'll hear his mother say the same thing. She wants her son to be treated like all of the dear white love brothers and sisters. But nevertheless, they took him, put him in handcuffs, put him in the car, had to take him out the car because there was a knife in there. And then they bring the dogs. Why did you bring the dogs? What was the probable cause to search his car? Once again, that's illegal search. Are all black men drug dealers or what have you? Then they took him to jail and charged him with obstructing and resisting without force. I don't even know what that means, but there's a charge called that. And if he was resisting without force, like my dear white brother said, why did you have to use force? That's totally against the policy. However, he still went to jail. He was charged. He got $1,000 bail, and now he is out. But let's listen to the run-of-the-mill statement that all police departments and mayors give after a video like this goes viral.
Public safety personnel is essential. This response comes after a video of a traffic stop here in the Star City that was shared on social media went viral. What it shows has escalated emotions and questions about the way Roanoake police handled that situation. A mother captured footage of her son on the ground with 2 officers on top of him. She says this was excessive for a traffic stop. Roanoake police responded by releasing more than an hour of body camera footage from the March 18th incident. It captures the moments before the arrest, the confrontation, and the trip to the magistrate's office where 24-year-old Anton Brown was booked. Now we're hearing from Roanoke's mayor, city manager, and chief. In a joint statement, they say they understand the video is raising questions and want to assure you that professionalism and transparency remain a top priority in all matters of public safety. They go on to say social media plays a big role in how information is shared and talked about, saying, quote, while videos online can sometimes present only part of a situation, we believe it is important for our community to have access to all available facts. They go on to point you towards the body camera footage released from Roanoke police. Also in the statement, the Roanoke leaders say, quote, trust between our residents and public safety personnel is essential, and we will continue working to strengthen this relationship through transparency and dialogue.
And I'm glad it cut off right there, because that is the same run-of-the-mill word salad crock of horse crap that all police, city mayors, city managers, local politicians give when it's clearly a crime committed by police against a citizen. They talk about professionalism and transparency, and the video only shows part of the story. We have an hour's worth of footage. It don't matter what the hour's worth of footage say. What we saw is enough to garner some type of action against these officers. Oh, and the body cameras and social media and transparency and dialogue and trust and citizenship. All of that means nothing, man. Like and once again, it was a joint statement, sort of like the statement that our police chief gave here in Goldsboro, North Carolina, after the police dumped my man in handcuffs, body slammed him, broke his shoulder and ribs and everything like that. That don't tell the whole story. There's body cam footage and this, that, and our local politicians talking about transparency and all of that stuff, and nothing got done. So hopefully something will get done in this situation with our brother Anton Brown. But this is his mother's reaction. This is another news clip of his mother's reaction, and she's going to lay down the law on, the reality of this abuse. Check this out.
But Anton Brown's mom says that footage does not tell the whole story.
Stay in the car.
The voice urging Roanoke City Police to stop it belongs to Bernadette Clark, as officers took her son, Anton Brown, into custody.
I began to scream, he's giving me a bag of batteries, in case they're thinking something that's happening that is not. So it was my duty to inform what's happening here. He's giving me a bag of batteries.
On March 18th, Lark says she was working her job at the Villa Heights Child Care Center when her son stopped by to see if he could help, as he often does. Lark says the batteries had died in a bubble machine, so Brown went to go get more. On his way back to the center, Roanoke police say Brown was seen speeding in a residential zone and that the vehicle he was driving matched one that had fled a traffic stop in January. RPD says officers tried to pull Brown over, but he continued onto the center where he parked and got out of the car. On police body cam video, the two officers can be heard telling Brown to get back in the car. Moments later, they're seen taking him to the ground and putting him in handcuffs in a way that Lark says was far too rough.
He's actively squeezing and choking my son's neck in such a way you see his body lean in. The weight of his body is bearing down on this part of my son. His face is full into the ground.
Within minutes, Brown was in the back of the police car and off to the station to be booked into jail. The body cam video shows him talking with the magistrate.
But your safety could have been an issue too.
I know, that's what they was telling me. My people told me to get back in the car too. I ain't listening to nobody.
No, you didn't.
Right, that's what I'm saying. I was going to continue doing what I was going to do.
Lark says she's watched the entire hour-long body cam video and says the magistrate's comments about her son's safety rang hollow.
I'm guessing little did she know he was attacked and put in a very unsafe position, not the opposite.
Brown later told the magistrate he had no plans to post bond no matter how long he stayed in jail. And so Lark says when a judge arraigned her son, no bond was set. But she says her son quickly changed his mind.
My son's biggest cry for help was, I need to get out and I need to tell you, please get me a private attorney.
Brown's story made nationwide waves on social media when a TikTok account posted a video about it Friday, 10 days after the initial incident. Lark says she had filed a formal complaint shortly after the incident and only decided to go public because she didn't believe the police department or the city were taking her seriously. Now, with her son out of jail, Bernadette Lark says what she wants is simple.
Holding accountability. And that looks like, one, acknowledging your wrong and harm. Two, trying to make amends to heal the trust. And three, this one is huge. Promise to never do it again. How do you bring about goodness? Not better, because better has never meant good, so goodness for all. The very same protections that my dear loved non-black or should labeled white friends, children, or themselves get, my son deserves the same treatment.
All right, so there you see the mother saying, look, my son was bringing me batteries. That's it. You know, they didn't have to jump on him. And actually, you see him turn around at the officers. Next thing you see the officers jumping on him. Why did they have to jump on him? If he, you know what I mean, if he wasn't stopping, just be like, hey, man, you know what I'm saying? Yo, let me talk to you. Like, why is it just immediately attack the black man? You know, like I said, white people don't get done like that. White people get talked to. White people kick the police, hit the police, pull out bats and axes, and the police still show all the restraint and communication, de-escalation skill that they learn in training. And so she's talking about, you know, holding them accountable, making things better. But how can they get better when it's only happening to us? Now, this happened once again on March 18th, and it wasn't, I guess, reached national or public attention until somebody posted it on TikTok. Then the officers decided to release the video. Why not release that video beforehand? Right? Because they always try to get behind it, and you can actually see that officer in the magistrate office typing, looking evil as I don't know what. Man, what is wrong with these evil monsters with badges that only attack black people like that? You know, this is another call to action. You saw the number to the Roanoake Police Department on the screen. We'll see what happens. You guys can call and see what they say. But of course, I know Roanoake is in Virginia. I spent a lot of time in Virginia, and it's the Commonwealth. And those people with those badges do what they want and let the chips fall where they may. So y'all let me know what y'all think about this story in the comments. Shout out to my brother Anton Brown, his mother, and the rest of his family. But he is definitely was a target. Once again, they charge him with some just made up charges, some run of the mill resisting without force. But what was he resisting? I don't like that. Okay, you're resisting arrest, but what am I being arrested for? You're being arrested for resisting arrest. You know, like, it's really comical. You know, some of these guys, and you know, the news, they are just a big part of it as well. They never call a spade. Like my man Jolly Green Ginger, or whatever his name is, in the first clip. But y'all let me know what y'all think in the comments. 919-587-7782. Peace and blessings.